Hello and welcome, my pumpkins falling out of helicopters. It's SJB here, and today I wanted to show you guys the 6 different transformations that Adora can go through. So first of all, we have to understand how to get it. So to make this happen, you want to get a max temple. So to do that, make sure you've got 50k worth of 3 different types of monkeys in the first Sun Temple, and then do it with 4 different types in the second. So you need to go 50k with primaries, 50k with militaries, 50k with magic, and of course 50k in support as well. I don't have a general go-to, but these are... But these are some of my favorites that I like to build because they're just like barely over no matter what difficulty you're playing on. As long as you have a decent amount of money, it's going to work for you. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to make sure you've got a level 20 Adora. This is important. And last thing you're going to do is make sure you've got 2 5th tier super monkeys outside of the range of your temple. You do not want them to be in the range of your temple. Get them all the way up to 5th tier, and then when you are ready, you can go and hit that true sun god sacrifice, and everything will get sacrificed except for Adora, and then after that, you can get the vengeful Adora and have the full transformation take place. So this is a vengeful Adora at this point. If you sell your temple, you can still keep the vengeful aspect of her, and we can see her in action. So we're going to start on round 80, and we just want to see how far can we go. And of course, how powerful is she? So because she's sort of a late game tower, you're not going to be able to get a vengeful temple anytime early in the game. I'm going to go for a quick Perma-Brew, and I am going to get her a Jungle Drums Radar Scanner combo. And I just want to see how long can I survive. So first of all, regular attacks here, reasonably powerful, but of course we're going to have to use our abilities here, and you can see the absolute ownage when we get our ability flowing. Oh my god, the Bloons not even making it on the screen right now, we're just dominating. In addition, she's got her first ability here, which shoots out big chunks of red, dark matter deliciousness. Looks honestly scary and everything to see these things get popped, but dang, we are actually pretty powerful here, and I want to see how far can we go, dude. Oh my god, look at that ability! That's insanity! This is probably one of the strongest things about her, is this ability right here. When that thing is hitting, it's super duper strong. So against DDT, she's still owning. Against big balloons like reinforced BFBs and everything, still kind of dominating at this point. But you can really see, again, she shines when she uses her ability. It seems like it does grouped damage against these balloons as well, like it's attacking multiple at the same time, which is just kind of wild. She's already got almost 1 million pops so far, and there is no slowdown in sight. But she has a weakness! Her purple balloon weakness here, so we have to use our ability to make sure we get rid of this purple weakness. And it looks like we do survive around 95, but that is a scary aspect to her, not being able to pop purples even this late in the game. Even as a vengeful Adora. Alright, let's see how far we can go, though. Can we beat round 100 easily? Alright, round 100, we've got the bad balloon. With a regular attack, it's not super crazy powerful, but it looks like it could probably win without any extra help. But when we use our ability, kablamo, we start to smoke it. I mean, that is basically instantaneous death at that point. Alright, now here we go. We got purple balloons coming at this point, but it does not matter. I think that might be the last big chunk of purples for a while. At this point, DTs, Reinforce Oh My Gods, and everything combined together could start to be a problem fairly soon. Let's see how much longer Voidora can hang on, boys. So if you didn't know, Adora can also get more powerful by doing sacrifices. If you just sacrifice a sort of cheap tower, she gets a pretty big benefit. Not just an experience, but actual attack power. But if you go for a very, very expensive tower and you sacrifice it like, I don't even know what the limit is, but you sacrifice something like a Legend of the Night or something ridiculous. I think it's maxed out at like 20k or something. But if we did decide to do something like this, she becomes significantly more powerful and has more attack speed and more damage and more everything. So, is it worth it to sacrifice? Well, in this video, I'm not going to do any extra sacrifices. I think we're going to survive a couple more rounds even if I didn't have it, but eventually does, of course, wear off. See, this sacrifice thing right here is going to wear off in just a little bit. Just want to give you all a quick shout-out. Thank you guys so much for using my credit support code. A lot of you guys are actually using it already, so thank you. If you haven't used it yet, feel free to. It's the #1 easiest way to support me, just by pressing the like button and using this code. So I cannot honestly say thank you enough, but I can say it again. Thank you. And there it is. It only lasts like a round and a half, so it is not an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-amazing ability or anything like that. But just note that that is a fact that you can mess around with Adora. You can make her more powerful than she currently is by doing that, but also combining that with speed attacks like the Engineer or anything else that's going to support her or buff her. I just wanted to note really quickly that she already has over 4 million pops, which is kind of wild, to be completely honest with you. But at this point, we are really relying on her abilities to do most of the damage. It's not like she can't keep up reasonably well with the attacks, but look at this. DDTs and everything running all over the place. But when you use that ability, that's when you actually get the cleanup to happen. And there it is, easily dominating, even round 110. Alright, at this point, every round needs active micro. Round 111, reinforce Oh My Gods up the wazoo. Again, with that ability, we go from doing nothing to straight up killing everything. That really does show the power of this ability, and how important it is, how integral it is to how good she... Oh my god! Reinforced DDTs everywhere, but with our ability, again, we managed to survive. Not gonna lie, pretty impressed overall with Vengeful Adora. She's pretty solid overall. No complaints from me. I mean, look at this. We're popping pretty much everything, no problem, except for these bads. This is the first time that I think we might end up losing. Let's use every ability we got just to make sure it happens. The bad without an ability left. Okay, this is the tough part, but it looks like because we get time on our side, this should go down. There we go, last ability, and we will keep on pushing on past round 120, boys. Let's keep it rolling. Just broke 10 million pops, and things are still going reasonably well. I mean, there's no specific problem area. DDTs are kind of covered. Big Bloons are covered by the abilities. I think it's just going to happen at some point that we just don't have our abilities ready to go when we need them, and that will cause us to eventually lose. Now, don't forget that these are not all of the buffs in the game. We can go for the Engineer buff to make these abilities come back faster. We can go for the Overclock buff to make her come back faster. We can go for a Homeland Defense to make her so much more powerful. It's absolutely insane. The only thing we've got going for is, of course, the Perma Brew, which I think is, believe it or not, a fairly important upgrade. If she did not have that, she'd be dead for sure. Guaranteed. She'd be dead for sure by this point. A bunch of reinforced DTs in around 128, though, with our ability. We're going to use the second ability here. You can just see, oh my god, even with both abilities, get tight, but we still keep on pushing. Oh my god, man, I am just pushing a rock up a hill right now, and it does not want to come back down. Gravity is not going to succeed. At least not yet. I have a feeling this is going to be the end of us. This is just so many reinforced. Oh my god. She's using her ability right now, but it's still not enough. But this is a big ability. Let's double dip it, I guess, just to try to get it taken down. We're doing a ton of damage, but now we have no abilities here to finish off round 131. Down to the Moabs, down to the BFBs, and we do make it happen. Oh my god, this is insanity. Right, this is a tough round. We got a bunch of reinforced TDTs coming out. Oh my god, there it is, 135. I got both abilities, I used them both, and the reinforced TDTs just wanted to sneak through anyways. So, dang. I am still fairly impressed with that. A single tower getting to around 135, and for the amount of money you technically spent on her, which is only about $1,100 or so, is ridiculous to imagine that tower can solo around 135. Of course, with some magical temple support, kind of. So the second transformation is just going to be Adora, but instead of a Vengeful Adora, it's going to be a regular true Adora. So to make this transformation take place, you're going to do everything the exact same. You're going to get ready to get a true Sun God, confirm that Adora is level 20, and then you want to make sure that you do not build the other 5th tier Super Monkeys, and when you're ready, you can go for the true Sun God. This time around, you will get a transformation, but it is not going to be a vengeful transformation. So I guess the question is she any more powerful, or is she any weaker than the previous up? So to test that out, all we're going to do is the exact same thing. We're going to use Adora, we're going to use our abilities, we're going to give her the Perma Brew ability, and that's kind of, ooh, this is kind of cool. I like this blue color. This is fancy. So I like that she actually has differences between her, and then she gets to like a purplish color when she uses her ability. I think it just looks cool. I kind of wish that I could have all the Adoras on the screen at the same time, but unfortunately, I don't think I could make that happen. I don't usually mod very much, but it is what it is. So, let's run this out, run the gamut, and see if Voidora can get any further than around 134. So we just broke 100, and I just want to say it, she looks significantly weaker. Without using any abilities, she doesn't seem like she's doing as much damage. She should be doing roughly as much damage, but just doesn't seem to be. So, I'm really curious to see how this is going to shake out, and I'll explain why in a quick minute here. I should note, though, that this ball is still very, very, very strong. Even against the toughest of tough rounds, it's still just absolute domination. Reinforced, oh my god, it's getting melted here. Against purples, though, you got to make sure you use that ability or else you're going to lose. One mistiming can screw us up completely. But specifically this ability, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm completely an idiot or something like that, but it definitely seems, so far, weaker. So let's play this out for a few more rounds before I even bring up why I think this is something that I'm mentioning. I told you guys that I wanted to mention something really quickly. That according to Google, according to Google, I Googled this just recently. The true Sun God version of Adora should be the same strength as Voidora. As the Dark Voidora, or the Vengeful Temple version. True Temple version versus Vengeful Temple version. But what I'm noticing is that she seems weaker. I really struggled on run 118 already, and I almost lost. And, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say that Google is wrong, because I think that Google is usually right. But I don't know if we're going to make it to run 134. And that makes me really question that change. It might have something to do with the Vengeful Temple itself not existing around Adora, or the Max Temple not existing around Adora either. Or it just could be that I'm completely wrong. So we got to play this out. We're going to have to wait it out and see if we can truly understand if this is better or worse, or the same. To me, I think the main difference here is mostly this ability. Yes, the Ball of Light ability is significantly stronger, but the Arc ability is not as strong. And that's what's holding us back right now, I think. Because we're really relying on the Ball of Light to actually do damage here. And don't get me wrong, our regular attack's pretty strong too, but not being able to just own big chunks of Bloons with this thing is actually pretty problematic. But yeah, we'll wait it out. We only gotta make 13 more rounds, and maybe we can. Alright, we're only 5 rounds away, and things are getting pretty wild. I've only almost lost like 3 or 4 times already, but I will admit that when I was playing with the Vengeful version as well, I also got close to losing. So, I don't know yet, but this is getting really freaking close, dude. Like, really, really, really close. Alright, we gotta use our ability here against these DDTs. They're just rocking right through our defense at this point. Reinforced DDT with our abilities. They got nothing left at around 130. Oh, we take it down. I don't have the Ball of Light yet, though. Last second Ball of Light. No, and there it is. So, possibly fluke-related, but I'm gonna be straight with you guys. It definitely seemed like I was struggling earlier, having more trouble with my regular attacks and more trouble with my first ability. But of course, the Ball of Light was just so strong that when I had that available, it was dominating. So maybe a fluke, but I gotta be honest, I think there's actually a slight difference between them. But, maybe I'm just an idiot. So I told you guys that there were 6 total transformations. Now, luckily, we don't need to actually play through all 6 transformations, but I do want to show them to y'all. So this is going to be the Joan of Arc Adora skin version. First, we're going to do the regular True Sun God version, and then we're going to go into the Vengeful version. So you can see her. I want to show her off in action as well. So this is the true version, by the way. Ball of Light is greatly improved, plus increased rate of fire, range, and duration from buffs and sacrifices. So obviously important here. We're going to play just a quick round here, and we can show off her attacks and everything. So regular attacks are kind of just like a yellowish attack. We get like a reddish yellow attack with this thing. The Ball of Light is going to be a red spike ball, which again is quite powerful, I should mention. But that's about it. Doesn't do anything too fancy. She definitely shoots out blades, though, as far as her attacks are concerned, so you can actually see the blades in action here. But that's about it. So let's move on to the next version. And now the Vengeful version. Now, I want to point out that the map does actually make a change here when you do this. So you can see when we do this transformation, not only are we going to get our change with the door, but we're going to get a change to the map as well, which is kind of cool. So you can see, ooh, this does look cool, not gonna lie. The Dark Adora with fiery flames coming out of her crown and everything. Let's get rid of this temple here and see her in action. So first of all, regular attacks are fairly similar to before. If not, they've got a slightly more purplish tone to them, but nothing obviously insane or anything like that. Still shooting out blades. And then with the ball here, it's just gonna be the exact same thing, but more of a purplish color rather than a red color. And again, it should be roughly the same amount of power, but I don't know, man. It was definitely weird for me. And here we go. More blades just shooting out all over the place. You can see the range that she gets when she gets her ability. It's kind of insane. But again, we're not going to go late game with this one. I just wanted to show it off before we move on to our last 2 transformations. So this one is going to be Adora's regular Vengeful skin. This is the original skin, by the way. So you can see the regular attacks are going to be these reddish, blackish balls of light. And as we use our ability here, it's going to be a really cool looking reddish ball. Definitely, I like that all the balls are still different as well. I don't know why I kind of like that, but I just do. When we use our ability, it's going to be basically the exact same thing. Just faster, redder, darker balls, I guess, and more powerful, of course. Nothing wild about this one. I would not say that this one is my favorite. In fact, this might actually be one of my least favorite. Not that any of it looks bad at all, but I feel like I just like the other one just a little bit better. So again, we're not going late game with this one. I just want to show this one off real quick before we jump to our last transformation. All right, folks, our last transformation here, the True Sun God. Let's do it. This is a level 20 Adora again, and now she turns into the greatly improved Adora. So let's get rid of our temple and let's show her off. So, of course, the ball here is going to turn into this really wicked orange, like, heaven-like color. I don't even know how else to explain it. We've got like little symbols kind of revolving around it and everything. Just looks freaking beastly. Her regular attack is going to be fairly similar to the normal attack. It's going to be a little more of a reddish color. But again, just going through how much detail Ninja Kiwi had to go through to make all this happen. Not only do you have to go through Adora's regular attacks, you got to go through the transformation attacks, and then with each individual skin, you got to do that again to make it all happen properly here. So, just freaking wild. Ninja Kiwi decided to go through with all of this craziness just to get Adora to change like this. But any which way, if you guys enjoyed this sort of weird skin video, press the like button. Finally, Adora's secrets have been unlocked. If you've seen everything, let me know which Adora version you think is the coolest in the comments below. And of course, have a super duper delicious day.